Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the third webinar hosted by Technanext and organized by Ceramic World Web. As you know, we launch a series of webinars in order to keep contact and keep on pace with the ceramic industry professional all over the world. We are reaching you in your offices or homes in this difficult period, and we hope that we will welcome you again at the end of this September in Rimini to see the latest technologies as we were used to until a few months ago, actually 1 year ago. I'll leave the floor to important topic for our industry, which is the technologies for finishing that, as we all know, in the last year have been developing a lot in order to give added value to your ceramic tiles. And I'll keep this occasion to inform you also that we will add a new series of, let's say, webinars at Technanext devoted to design, because we want to help all the design professionals of your companies to keep updated on the latest trend. We will do it with some design talks with some important architects and designers all over the world. So we believe this will be another occasion for you to keep updated and network all together. I'll leave the floor now to Mrs. Angela Bellavista, which is the brand director of Tecna, that will welcome you to this webinar.
Good morning to all of you. Thank you to the ACIMAC Deputy Director, Gianpaolo Crasta. I'm glad to welcome this third webinar, our guests and all participants, and on behalf of Italian Exhibition Group, organized together with the Association ACIMAC of the exhibition Tecna, that, as you mentioned, has been postponed to September 27th to October 1st this year. As you all know, the digital platform Technanext, organized by the Italian Exhibition Group and ACIMAC, with the support of Ceramic World Review, has the purpose to create more value for the global community of ceramic operators. In this period, was not possible to meet face-to-face. Providing our customer with new tools and strategic opportunities and new ways to interact with the customers. We are very glad that the ceramic industry and all its professionals have appreciated very much this virtual space that we have created for them. And all professionals of the industry are following with great interest the cycle of webinars. So I wish you all a pleasant session also today. And I give the floor to Paola Giacomini, Director of Ceramic World Web, that will introduce all speakers of this webinar dedicated to the latest technical innovation for finishing of slabs and tiles. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Angela. Welcome everybody and good morning. Welcome to this third Technanext webinar. As Gianpaolo said before, today we will focus our attention on a very important phase of the production process, that is the finishing of ceramic surfaces, which is finishing of ceramic tiles, larger surfaces or slabs. As you all know, this segment of the ceramic sector has grown a lot during the recent years. In a span of just a decade, we saw a huge amount of innovation and research in response to a market, the ceramic tile industry, who was asking for more added value to their production. This is exactly what the finishing machinery manufacturers were capable to do. Just to give you an idea of how this sector grew in the span of just a decade, let's think that in 2019, 15% of the total turnover of machinery, of ceramic tile machinery manufacturers in Italy was generated by the machinery for the finishing of ceramic tiles. 10 days before, so up to a decade ago, this segment was worth just less than half. Why these developments? You all know the answer. So, of course, the innovation on the products was capable to let the machinery manufacturers give you more solutions to the point that the ceramic finishing technologies have become crucial inside the production line. They have a key role today. In fact, they are able to increase the aesthetic and the technological content of your production. Of course, behind this development and growth, there is a lot of research and capability to innovate. And what we will do today, together with our guests, which are leading companies in this sector, such as BMR, Surfaces Group, Premier, and Unilin Technologies, what we will do today with that, together with them, is to introduce you to some of the latest researches and developments and innovation in this field. Before introducing our guest, our first guest, let me just give you some information. So you will be able to ask written questions to our speakers with the Q&R function. Our speakers will be able to answer you either during the live streaming or after the webinar directly to your email that we have. So let's start immediately with the first speaker. I want to introduce you to Francesco Incerti of BMR. Francesco will discuss the advantages of a digitized production process, a finishing production process, in terms of sustainability and efficiency. Good morning, Francesco, and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks a lot, Paola. Good morning, everybody.
I leave you the floor. The floor is yours. You can start.
Thank you very much, Paola. Okay, so I have already been kindly presented by you, and so let's go on with the presentation. Okay, today we are going to talk about BMR digital finishing process, and it is dynamic, sustainable, and efficient. And of course, we will have an overview of BMR areas of expertise, and then we are going to talk about lapping and treatment with a special focus on super shine, and then the squaring process with a special focus on the squaring machine with cameras. BMR's area of expertise are polishing, lapping, treatment, squaring, and chamfering, and cutting systems. For processing glazed ceramic surfaces, porcelain stoneware, porous single and double fire tiles that range from traditional size up to large slabs, up to 1.6 for 3.2 millimeters and above. So let's start with the first video, please. Things that seemed to be futuristic some years ago now are becoming the present of ceramic production. finishing line real-time simulator, digital twin, remote control, supervision, data management, interconnection between all the machines, dynamic stock management, and 100% efficiency. In particular, here in the video is shown the digital twin simulator that can calculate and show you the true and accurate production of your finishing department. Starting from the needed productive efficiency and tile sizes, we can hypothesize production batches and simulate the real production of your actual or future plant. This helps new project or efficiency increments of the existing ones. Okay, having said that, let's go to the next slides and we'll see an overview of our products and latest news. Starting from the lapping and treatment process, this is a line example of a standard BMR lapping and treatment line. First, you can see the pre-squaring department, and then is followed by a lapping department with Leviga Plus, and then the treatment, and lastly, the final squaring. Now, let's look at a real layout example, because here we see that there is the lapping unit, which is carried out by two 20 heads Leviga Plus machines, then the AC treatment, and then the final treatment here with the super shine. Here is the positioning of the lapping machine. And lapping is the surface polishing process that gives more or less shiny finishes to glazed surfaces or to porcelain stoneware. There are two versions of BMR lapping machine, Leviga and Leviga Plus. The first has a single mobile bridge. The second one has a double upward traversing bridge. After lapping, there is the first treatment, is called acid treatment, and it is used to prevent acid attacks on the surface of the tile after laying. An acid proofing consists of applying an acid solution with a sponge roller or a satellite replicator, and then rinsing it with water. As you can see in the slide, the two images, you can see before the porosity of the tiles after lapping, there are a lot of residues inside the porosities. Only with the acid treatment, you can clean these porosities and take away the residues. Lastly, there is the final treatment. BMR uses two solutions, top coat or super shine. Let's see. The top coat solution is a line consisting of two brushing units. Standard is like 3 heads each and the relative fluid applicator. The product applied is the cold silicon, but the gloss increasing from the lapping is 0. But the process is sealant of the porosity, and the temperature process is 35 degrees, and it can be used by glazed porcelain tile, matte, and on technical porcelain. A totally different machine is the super shine with 7 head working head with a dry application of fluid from each head, and then 3 washing heads for final cleaning. And the product applied is the micronized silica, and the gloss increase will be 30 points and more. This is a super polishing process with the temperature of 70, working temperature of 70 degrees, and we suggest to use it on glazed porcelain. We can focus also with the top coat solution. Top coat, as I said before, is a line that consists of a planetary applicator or sponge roller for applying the product, an acid pickling solution and sealant, and a brush. It allows to get back the product's original gloss produced by the lapping process, because after the lapping, there is a certain points of gloss. However, in order to remove the residues inside the porosities, we have to treat the tile with the acid treatment. The acid treatment decreases this gloss, and this solution can get back the product's original gloss after lapping. Here it is, the super shine. It can be thought of a dry super polishing machine. The machine uses the natural silica and a thermomechanical process in order to increase the gloss by 30 units and more. We have installed over 100 machines worldwide. And Supershine uses 10 580 millimeters diameters planetary heads with 6 160 millimeters tools driven by 15 kilowatts motors. Each head applies an adjustable amount of this natural silica in liquid suspension that is then passed by weight on the heads. And of course, the purpose of the first 7 heads is the application and the polishing of the tile. Then there is 2 free positions that absorption for the absorption of the product. And the last 3 heads are used for washing. This results in the constant quality of the finished products. Here we can see a comparison at a glance. Before the treatment and after the treatment, we can see that the surface of the tile was photographed with coaxial light in order to highlight the areas that do not reflect light. The untreated tile has so many scratches that makes the superficie opaque. After the super shine, you can see a shiny surface. These are some of the many advantages of super shine. Above 90 points of gloss, whereas the tile is wear resistant, is acid resistant. And then in the images in here, you can see the difference between an untreated tile and a treated tile. The untreated tile is opaque. The treated tile is shiny with high gloss. And let's see the second video of this slides presentation. Okay. Now let's go on with the next slide. And after the lapping and treatment process, we have the squaring process. After the cutting and splitting process at first, as you can see in this standard line, the tile have to be squared and beveled by a squaring machine. The machine, top squatter die or squatter dry, is composed by two modules. The first module squares the long sides of the tile. Then the tile is turned by a tile turner, and the second module squares the short sides of the tile. Let's go on with this video for the traditional configuration of the squaring machine with manual adjustment spindle. In the video, we have just seen the manual adjustment of each spindle by the operator. But now we have in the dry process, so in the dry squaring machine, we have three different automations. The first is the traditional manual squaring machine, the video. And then we have the semi-automatic solution with the squaring machine with laser sensors and ammeter pulpit in order to let the operator to move each spindles in an electric way. And then there is the full automatic machine with cameras. Let's get into it. So the automatic squaring machine has an artificial vision system that includes a camera for each grinding wheel. This system is supported by an ad hoc management of the spindles and positioning of the grinding wheels, which can monitor the level of wear and the thermal expansion of the abrasive, allowing a rapid and targeted movement of the grinding wheels. Let's see the video, please. And now there is a resume of the advantages of the full automatic square machine. The grinding wheel savings from 25–30% less consumption because the tools work in the best condition possible. And also there is an increased productivity because the fast size change, the identification and the resolution of problems, the increased quality because there are less chips, less downtime, greater production continuity, and then less waste of material during the size change. There is also the constant control over the processing, and then the remote management of the machine. You have the operator can perform outside the cabin, the soundproof cabin, of course, except for the grinding wheel change. And then the control over consumption data and all information regarding this consumption, the duration and efficiency of the grinding wheels are constantly recorded and saved. And there are possibilities of customized reports. And also it's very important also to see a real case of one of our best customer that and his choice go to the full automatic system. Let's see. With this system, we can really increase the efficiency up to 100% of efficiency. And then, of course, increase in efficiency is, of course, higher percentage of the first choice tile. Another advantages of the dry process is, of course, the dust recovery. We made a research with the Modern University of the powder recovery from the squaring process and to be recovered in the body preparation. The powders can be used in quantities of at least up to 4 or 5% of the body without creating technological problems. Of course, if you work a total body, white total body, of course, you have to recover only total body powder, total white powder. But in rustic or specially prepared bodies, the addition of large quantities of powders, 25%, causes only a limited reduction in the colorimetric L value. And then, last but not least, I'm going to briefly show you our new showroom, the BMR Gallery, a place in which our guests can see our technology and develop with us their new projects. Of course, all of you are welcome to our BMR gallery. So thanks a lot and thanks for your attention. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Francesco, for your very interesting and clear presentation today. Let me introduce you now to our second guest this morning, Mr. Antonio Dinale, Area Manager of Premier. Premier is a company based in Italy, near Vicenza, which has been operating for 25 years in the field of diamond tools for polishing, lapping, and squaring ceramic tiles. This morning, Antonio Dinale will present us the results obtained with the new satellite for polishing and lapping, comparing the results with those of the traditional figure. Good morning, Antonio. Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Good morning, Paola. Good morning, everybody. Thank you.
The floor is yours. You can start your presentation.
All right. Let me see how to make it. So we are starting from the end here. I'm sorry. So again, good morning, everybody. Thank you to be here. To introduce the subject of this presentation, we talk a little bit about what is speed for a tool from a tools engineer point of view. So let me, sorry, but I have to move this away because I don't see anything. So it is well known among diamond tools engineers that high speed is required to obtain excellent cutting and removal capacity. If we take, for instance, the tile squaring rectifying machine, a diamond wheel of 300 millimeter diameter, that speed of 10 meters per second. That is absolutely fine to produce good quality surfaces, but we can say it is quite slow to have the best performances from the diamond tools. The solution that optimizes the tool's working speed is the satellite head, where tools work at more than 20 meters per second. This technology, well known in the past, has been currently developed and improved by Premier. Sorry, but I see a window here. I don't know why. I cannot read the test. All right, I'm sorry, technical problem. So briefly, 2 words is appearing again. If Paula, you can help me, there is something appearing in the middle of my screen that I'm not able to see the presentation.
Exactly. Okay.
Is it working now?
Yes.
I beg your pardon to all of you. Anyway, so we were saying about sterilite head. The sterilite system consists of a rotating head on which is assembled a series of rotating tools. The combination of the two rotations, together with the translation of the bridge, gives to the system a high homogeneous removal capacity. The premier sterilite head can be installed in all polishing machines for calibrating, polishing, lapato, and setting finishing. About sterilite tools, we can say, as we have seen, that the sterilite works at high speed, and high speed means high removal capacity. As a consequence of this, we have the possibility to begin the line grain sequence with finer grains. And that's the great agility obtained with sterilite head suggests the use of them not only at the beginning of the line, but also at the end of it. And this is particularly true when we go to dark color surfaces. Each sterilite has a unique contact point on the tile surface. Namely, each tool describes a different cutting orbit on the area. Having 6 tools per head, we will have 6 independent orbits, avoiding any possibility of overlapping. And every person of this, every guy who works with polishing a lapato knows what kind of problem you have when you have overlapping. Sterilite contact line is of about 25 millimeters, very tiny, while the smallest the figure allows is of about 100 millimeters. That means it is much easier for the sterilite to follow any uneven surface and tile edge. So we have seen introducing 8 sterilite heads on a polishing line that it guarantees not only an increase of production capacity, but also a cost saving on tools of about 15–20% on the whole line. And the sterilite life is much longer than figures, approximately 3 times more for coarse grains tools and 2 times more for fine grains. That means, of course, money saving and also less stops for tools replacement. The machine maintenance cost is reduced because the sterilite heads work at a much lower pressure compared to the figure heads. This reduces the wearing of the mechanical part involved, of course. Premier sterilite tools range is wide as applications are many. Teeth are made of metal, as well as resin diamond blend. Different blends are available for different surfaces needs. The tool is set. Then we develop a new system called Speedy. With this coupling system, the time required to change the set of tools is really reduced. It's really few. And last, but not in order of importance, is the eco-sustainability. With a longer life, this tool, the sterilite tools, reduce the quantity of plastic waste produced by a polishing line. And we are talking about 40% reduction, which is pretty important, I believe. Then, Paola, please, if you may launch the video. Thank you.
Discover Premier's new product. Go beyond the bounds of innovation. We have rethought and improved a diamond-coated satellite head, designed to optimize tile lapping. With this new system, we obtain a more precise, even surface process, as well as increased material removal. The tools have different contact points, so the tiles can be smoothed evenly over the entire surface, including the edges. The smaller contact area with respect to the figure enables the tools to penetrate all the dips for a better finish. The positioning and movement of the tool allow the edges and the high and low points to be polished perfectly. Efficiency is doubled, thanks to its power, and with a speed of 1600 extra revs, The Premier satellite head is the equivalent of 2 Fickard heads. Adding Premier satellites to your working line means not only increasing the number of tiles produced, but reducing costs and improving processing in order to offer your customers the highest quality. Fewer, but more efficient heads for material removal allow you to have more space on the line for tile finishing operations. The tool is modular, made up of different layers of Velcro or available in a single block. This allows you to change the setup depending on the kind of tile surface you want to obtain. Modular, fast, and efficient. It enables you to maximize production and efficiency on the processing line, always. Put efficiency first. Choose Premier.
So here we are back again. I have to say I like very much the speaker of this video, but he was too expensive to hire, so unfortunately you have me. Anyway, something about development and possibilities of this technology. As you surely know, currently some ceramic manufacturers have decided to get back to produce also technical porcelain. With Premier technology, there is no need to invest in expensive calibrators and cylindrical heads. Premier satellite head is a system that can be installed and used in every existing polishing machine and allows to produce lapato as well as polished technical porcelain. That is possible simply by means of choosing the proper tool, metal satellite for full polished technical porcelain, like in the picture you see on the top, and resin satellite for full lapato, like in the picture on the bottom. And here we have another video. Paolo, please. Thank you. Why it's not working again? All right, here we are back again. Sorry for the technical problems. So again, development and new possibilities with the satellite heads, with Premier satellite heads, I mean the technology. Lapping in parallel rows. So we have to consider that the contact points of the satellite tools on the tiles are set back, so the tools are slightly tilted upwards compared to the tile surface, creating this way a natural opening, something like an open mouth, you know. This feature makes real the possibility to polish in parallel rows, allowing to multiply the productivity of a production line at will. This is, of course, absolutely impossible with the figures, as the movement can hook the side of the tile and breathe. Seeing this with a closer eye, thanks to our Premier lab in Castillon, Spain, we can say that the rotation of the satellites on their axis push the tiles against the conveyor belt, putting in this way an end to the risk of tile lifting. And the same small contact point of 25 millimeters divided into 2 lines of teeth allows the satellite to reach all the uneven surfaces, even those between adjacent tiles. And here is another video. Thank you, Paola. Thank you, Paola. So back again, a few words to summarize this presentation. So we introduced the concept of tool working speed, underlined that there is an optimum speed at which the tools should work to give their best performances. We pointed out that the serialized system gives such speed. Then we focused sorry, on the new serialized head and its tool finishing, high removal capacity, increasing of production capacity, tools long life, tools cost reduction, less machine maintenance, ease of use, and eco sustainability. Then we stepped into new applications for this technology. One is the possibility of doing full apparato and full polished technical porcelain on the same production line. And the other is lapping in parallel rows. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. You find it interesting and useful. We thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Paola, for your assistance and everybody. And here is to conclude the last video, something quite unique. A full apparato polishing of round tiles with Premier Satellite System. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Antonio, and thank you for your presentation. I would not worry for some small technical problems. I think that everybody, we have all experienced some technical problems during these latest months while connecting to video call with colleagues or clients or webinars like these. In any case, I remind everybody that all the slides that you are seeing presented by our speakers will be also available online at our website, ceramicworldweb.it, together with the recorded webinar of this morning or this afternoon for those of you for whom it is afternoon already, directly on the video section of ceramicworldweb.it. So nothing will be missed. So I would like now to introduce our third speakers today, our third guest. It's Simone Sorrentino, Marketing and Export Manager of the Ceramic Business Units of Surfaces Group. Surfaces Group is a group that has grown very much in the recent years, thanks to the incorporation of important brands like Surfaces Technological Abrasives, Luna Abrasives, ADI, No Coat, and International Chips. Simone will present today the results of a brand new process that was developed around 1 year ago, firstly, for the polishing of glazed ceramic tiles, porcelain tiles. And in the recent months, it was upgraded to be perfectly available also to polish full body technical porcelain tiles. So I would like to welcome Simone. Good morning. I think that your audio is off. Could you please switch on the audio?
Hello, Paula.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect. So we
thank you.
can
Good
hear you
morning.
perfectly.
Good
morning.
morning.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us today. The
It's
floor
my
is
pleasure.
yours if you wanted to start your presentation.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you to present me and our company. And we are glad to be here. And it's a pleasure for us to go for the presentation of a new technology process that we call flat reflex polishing system. And first of all, I would like to thanks to all the company of the group that really in active way they participate at this research, development, and now result in production line. Surfaces, technological abrasive, it's part of this group, ADI and Luna Abrasive. Both of them in terms of knowledge according for every kind of product that we will show now in the presentation. Flat reflex polishing system. What does it mean?
Sorry, Simone. I think that it would be better if you show us your presentation.
It's not showing?
No, you have to share.
Okay, let me see. Let me see why.
Condividere lo schermo.
Sì. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay, here we are. So as we were talking about the flat reflex polishing system, what does it mean and where comes from this need and this study? Let's say the polishing now, the finiture, as you said, as we see with the before all the colleagues they talk, is now very important on the process of ceramics. One point very important that market is asking, and it's very pay attention to this situation, is the flatness of the reflection light, because polishing or lapping as a wave wave C doesn't have the same appear with what we are talking now about this kind of flatness product. So from this request of the market, we decide to see which will be the best solution to groove on, and what we can do in a most simple way and in the most flexible way to achieve this result and to keep in condition our very important customer to do that in their existing line. To understand better this situation, we take a little bit to see the state of art that was before of our new knowledge. And let's say about the finishing process, if we talk about the polishing of traditional technical tile, GT, we see that in the past the high thickness removal was more than over 1 millimeter of thickness. The production capability was about 3,000, 3,500 square meter, and the glossiness, so the appear of the tile, was in between 60 and 65 gloss unit. One problem that everyone is getting during this kind of production, let's say traditional, it's a higher scrap rate due to the breakage of tiles under normally the calibrating roller. So the calibration is a procedure involving most thickness removal and cause of the low operation speed. This affect polishing and lead to lower gloss. In spite of relativity, the obtain is a poor finishing, and the line production rates are not so sustainable. So we can see that high removal material thickness need for this thickness removal rate in due to the traditional double charge tile production technology, as a color patterns cancelled by the surfaces layer of the atomized or micronized mixed material have to the ridge. So this kind of process was normally polished with the traditional polishing. If we talk about lapping and glaze porcelain tile, we see some difference, real difference than the technology we observed before. For example, the low thickness removal, the vitreous phase in that case is around 0.5 millimeter, more or less. So the material we remove, it's about 0.2, 0.3 millimeter. And this is something necessary to conserve the digital decoration underneath. The operation speed in that case is higher than before, and the productivity rate about twice those of conventional lapping. It step like 7,000, 8,000 square meter a day in a normal production line. Most important things is that the final appears is much better with the, especially with the effect of glossiness, like 90 and 100 unit in the gloss checker. If we make a comparison of this analysis of surfaces, we can see that the technical porcelain tile in traditional polishing, for example, one tiles 60 by 60 with the thickness of 10 millimeter, the removal is 1 millimeter. We compare with the glazed porcelain tile in the lapping, the thickness is 10 millimeter, and after firing, as we said, there are 5 decimal millimeter of thickness of vitreous part, and the removal will be around 0.2, 0.3 millimeter. So this observation give us some remarks important to keep in mind, which is let's say the state of the art and which are the production facilities now running. These remarks obviously there are a sustainable difference in between these two different categories that are the major implication in the finishing procedure and result. Clearly, we can consider the technical porcelain and the glazed porcelain, although with widely variety, products that are two macro categories. And they given this variation, the sequence that we will describe now, customized depending on the different surfaces, volume, and thickness found for the market. All these things we thought, all these reasonable observation are coming due to an important innovation. Thanks to the new forming and decoration procedure, the technical porcelain tile category now include the ceramic product which do not require high thickness removal rate during the finishing and the polishing to reach the decoration level and to provide the finishing required. In response to those major innovations, Surfaces Group has designed and developed the process solution with highest performance in terms of glossiness, so aesthetic part, finishing, and production rate, thanks to the reduce of this thickness removal requirement, which make this process compatible even with the slim thickness tiles or slabs. These innovations approaches significantly reduce cost and improve result in the production of semi-finished ceramics products. Now we can see a video that will explain the process. Thank you, Paola. The video that you have seen has been made in our surfaces lab, where we make all the development, and we are proud to invite all our customer to see how the result came out. Then we go to the customer facility to replicate what we have seen before. Okay. So if we go back from the flat reflex polishing system, that it's really a new integrated process for finishing technical and glazed porcelain tile, we can see three particular things that are specific of this technology. The flexibility, first of all, this universal process, thanks to the tool versatility. All the variation of tools, it's giving us the possibility to change kind of tile and get the same result at the end. The quality of the appearance, the perfectly flat polishing, the high quality polish finishing, it's possible not only on ceramic style, but also even in the XXL slabs, now very common for Italian and world market. Also, important wise for the productivity. There is an consolidate increase of productivity around 20 and 30%. This is goes at the side of very high and better quality result. Talking about the first category, the flexibility of this new concept of multifunctionality and elasticity, a system adapts easily to different type of tiles and slabs, different type of size, different type of forming technology. So we can say that the entire porcelain tile finishing cycle can be handled by the same process without any substantial change. Only tools make the difference. The quality of glam, that's also very important for the market and for the appear. No, higher thickness removal capability in terms more in area than in volume. So this make best also the biggest surfaces. The perfectly flat and polishing finish with the exquisite appearance even on XL slabs, and regardless of the thickness, superior even to the marble itself, which increase also the production rate. Our perfectly flat surface with the gloss finishing and the uniform polishing glam. So we go for the productivity. This also, I think, very interesting for all the tile manufacturing. If we compare the technical porcelain tile with the traditional polishing with a technical porcelain tile with the flat reflex polishing system, we see difference in the glossiness, 60 to 65 in the previous one and 90 to 100 in the new one. In the productivity from 3,500 square meter to 7,800 square meter due to the thickness removal. Before, the thickness removal was 1 millimeter. Now the thickness removal is around 0.2, 0.3. During the forming, you will see this effect. How we can classify the processing phases on the technical porcelain tile? We classify in 4 steps. The steps 1, the thickness removal, has been made from the polishing tiger. Metal thicker, flexible and adaptable to all surface, ensuring uniform processing. The step 2 is a calibration. I prefer to call it a micro calibration due to the very small volume that we are removing, and is made by the cylindrical head metal grinding wheels. And we call that turbo tools. The longer life, it's one characteristic, more thickness removal comparing to the other tools in this process. High yield performance, like efficiency over the 98%, and reduction cost per square meter. The step 3 and the step 4 are made by tangential head full resin bond grinding wheels. Characteristic of these tools are uniform processing of surfaces, higher first grade, higher thickness removal rate, especially in terms of area, and greater flexibility. Especially the step 4 is made by Superlux that give us this kind of higher glossiness. So for the porcelain tile technical, the step 1 we remember is made by the polishing tiger. So metal bond, let's say rubber in between, and plastic injection. The step 2 is made by turbo tools, calibration tools, metallic wheels or resinod wheels, depending from the grit. The third phase is made by the polishing full, again a resin bond, they are specially preparing the finiture for the fourth step, where we achieve the finishing and the glossiness effect with the Superlux tools. If we talk about a processing phase for the glazed porcelain tile, it's very easy in the same line, finiture process line, to pass through the porcelain tile we talked before to the glazed porcelain tile that we are talking now, just reducing the application. We do not need anymore to remove more material with the phases of calibrating with the turbo tools or the phases of removal with the polishing tiger. So directly it's possible to lap through the slabs or through the tile with the full polishing in the first step for preparation. And these are all tangential head resin bond with the uniform processing of surfaces and higher first grade, higher thickness removal rate, especially in terms of area, as we see before, and also greater flexibility. The second step is made by the Superlux that are giving us the quality of glossiness and the mirror effect that we are looking for. So again, we can see the step one for the glazed porcelain tile with the polishing fulls, and we finishing the glossy effect with the Superlux, as we said before. Now we take a look of two tiles. In the left, a technical porcelain tiles, perfectly reflection light, and also glazed porcelain tile in the right side, black one, so very difficult exercise of polishing with the perfect straight flatness with our new technology of a flat reflex polishing system. I really thank you all, and I want to give to everybody thanks for looking this presentation. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, Simone. Thank you for your presentation. Very interesting. And we have come to our last presentation today. We are exiting the tile finishing line to talk about a very interesting technology now, which is a further process that intervenes at the end of the finishing line on the finished products. It aims to make the tiles extremely resistant to impacts. It is called ForTile, and it was developed in Italy by Mariano Paganelli, president of Expert Lab Services. Today, Jasmine Geerinckx will describe it to us. Jasmine Geerinckx is the business development manager of IP at Unilin Technologies. As Jasmine will explain better in the video she recorded for us, Unilin Technologies is the MOAC Industries division devoted to intellectual properties, which offers licensee partners the rights to use patents for new technologies or processes. One of these is ForTile. So I would start and play the video. Let's watch it together. While playing the video, during the video, Jasmine will be available to answer questions, or in any case, she will do it after the webinar directly via email. So let's play the video.
My name is Jasmine Geerinckx, Business Development Manager of Intellectual Properties at Unilin Technologies. Today, I will host a pre-recorded video about our new licensable ceramics technology called ForTile. After the presentation, we're available to answer all your questions in English and Italian, so please don't hesitate to ask. Unilin Technologies, the division that I'm working for, is part of Mohawk Industries. It is not only the largest flooring company in the world, but it is also the largest ceramics company in the world. Mohawk Industries is quoted on the New York Stock Exchange with an annual turnover of $10 billion and over 42,000 employees worldwide. Over the last 20 years, Mohawk acquired key ceramics companies worldwide. It started in 2002 with the acquisition of Daltile, which made us the leading ceramics provider in North America. In 2013, Mohawk acquired Marazzi, which added new operations in Italy, Spain, Russia, and the US. The K Group acquisition extended ceramics manufacturing into Eastern Europe. In 2017, Mohawk acquired the Emil Group, and a year later, Iliane, which positioned us as a leading ceramics tile manufacturer in Brazil. As you can see, we are clearly #1 in the ceramics world. But what is Unilin Technologies doing? We manage the intellectual property and trade secrets of different kinds of technologies within and outside the Mohawk Group. We commercialize these intellectual properties by granting licenses to different kinds of industries. Thanks to these licensing programs, our licensees gain access to new technologies and manufacturing processes. These technologies can substantially shorten your product development cycle while improving the quality of your products, allowing you to gain market share and jump ahead of competitors. In today's session, we'll explore our new technology called ForTile. ForTile is a reinforced tile technology for the production of tiles with a very high impact strength. The bonded steel backing plate creates outstandingly high impact resistance for floating and raised floor installations. ForTile consists of 3 layers: the authentic ceramic tile itself, which is glued together with the steel plate. During the production process, the ceramic tile and the steel plate are first heated up to a certain temperature prior to being glued together. During the cooling process, the glued steel plate contracts more than the ceramic tile, using a compressive force on the latter. This compressive force makes the ceramic tile stronger than a traditional tile. Its higher impact resistance is ideal for raised floors because of the breakthrough protection. 3 options are possible: a grouted version, which is completely water resistant, a groutless version with plastic edges, which is very easy and fast to install, and a raised floating installation using a thicker tile. The ForTile technology was invented by Mr. Mariano Paganelli, founder of ELS, Expert Lab Service. Mr. Paganelli is a former professor at the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia. He is a worldwide expert with more than 40 years of experience in the ceramics industry. I now leave the word to Mr. Paganelli.
The main issue when I approached the problem of easy setting was the toughness of ceramic material. Ceramic tiles can be resistant to almost anything: stain, scratch, acid, ice, fire, load. But they have a single weak point: impact resistance. The effect of an impact on a floating ceramic tile is, in most circumstances, a failure of the tile. I designed ForTile in order to be impact resistant beyond any expectations. Ceramic tiles are renewed for their durability and ease of maintenance. The only drawback is the issue of remodeling, which requires demolition. ForTile does not require gluing on concrete subfloor, nor on the old floor, regardless it is ceramic, wood, laminate, or anything else, as long as it is flat. ForTile can be set over a self-adhesive mat. No mess to set ForTile no mess to change for tiles. And the old floor for tiles can be even reinstalled somewhere else. The main advantages aren't only the ease of installation and remodeling. For tile are much stronger than traditional tile, even if they are floating set. For tile are crash proof, both on floating set and on raised floor. See it to believe it.
Thank you, Mr. Paganelli, for this clear explanation. Different types of underlays can be used to allow easy installations. Adhesive mats, double-sided adhesive strips, Velcro, but also magnetic mats. Our partner, IABEC, developed the Easy Install underlay. It enables a ceramic floor to be installed in a fraction of time compared to traditional installations. In fact, it's possible to fit 1 square meter of flooring in just 2 minutes using this combination. This innovative, award-winning underlay is dry-let and combines dry-tuck adhesion with magnetic technology to hold the ceramic tile in place. This unique dual-grip technology provides an instant attachment and maximum durability. Simply roll out the underlay, cut it into shape, and fit the 4-tile tile on top. The system can again be used with or without grout. Design changes, access, and repairs are quick and easy. The Easy Install underlay always stays in position, yet the top surface tile can be easily lifted within seconds and simply replaced by a new style or design. Because the process is adhesive-free, there's no residue left on either the tile or the underlay. The underlay remains uncontaminated and ready for installation of new tiles straight away, while the original tile can be reused or recycled. To summarize and conclude, 4-tile is an amazing new licensable technology that prevents dangerous breakthrough of tiles thanks to its steel backing plate. Unilin Technologies offers a range of innovations for the ceramics market, providing solutions to existing problems. You can view all the inventions on our website, unilintechnologies.com. We welcome every opportunity to discuss with you how we can help you further in this fast-changing market. If you have remaining questions or if you're interested in one of our technologies, please don't hesitate to contact us via our contact form on our website, or LinkedIn page, or via an email. Also, if you like a one-to-one meeting with a guest speaker, please let us know and we'll arrange an appointment. We'd like to thank you for following this session and hope to meet you live at Technargila. Have a great day and stay safe.
Well, I thank Jasmine again for joining us today. And we've come now to the end of this webinar today. Before I say goodbye to you, I would remind that we will be back on the 4th of March with our 4th technical webinars for TechnaNext. On that occasion, we will focus our attention to another very important aspect of the new factories, that is the digitization of ceramic factories. We will talk about remote assistance and all the new possibilities that the digitization can offer ceramic plants worldwide, up to remote acceptance tests that we were used to learn and hear about last year during the pandemic. So we will be in the company of leading companies on that occasion too, such as SACMI, System Ceramics, once again BMR, LB, iTech, and Breton. You will please stay tuned and save the date. Of course, the program of all our technical webinars is available on the TechnaNext platform. We will keep you posted also with our newsletters from ceramicworldweb.it. So there's nothing else to say, but thank you again for staying with us today, and see you all again on March 4th. Have a good day and goodbye.